Here are 10 iconic moments that changed K-pop forever.
There's been so many that have impacted the industry. One of them that's undeniable, it's light sticks.
Oh my god. Shut up, VIP!
Yeah, Big Bang. Yeah, that's right. In 2006, Big Bang became the first K-pop group to launch an official light stick. And the group's leader, G-Dragon, designed this yellow crown-shaped light stick called Bang Bong to let their VIP stand out from all the other crowds. What a time to be alive.
Shut up, freaking GD.
Light sticks have had such a huge impact in fandoms and concerts. We see it all the time. It's like, it's one of the things that even Western artists have now copied from the Korean pop industry, making their own light sticks, such as like Taylor Swift and Shawn Mendes. And they've also been quite bizarre.
The designs have been very questionable for some of them.
Like Cherry Bullet's one, it's a fucking gun.
I like the boys because it's like a whole megaphone.
Golden Child is a bowling pin.
So what are you holding the bowling pin by the skinny part?
I guess. B2Bs, can someone explain what that is? Also, as technology has evolved, obviously the Bluetooth capabilities of all this stuff have changed the game. Like if you look at XO's concerts and they sort of synchronize the music to the light sticks, and
now it's like a normal thing.
Correct.
But imagine back in 2006 when nobody else was doing this. Number 9, ending fairies.
Dude, throughout the whole sort of generations of K-pop, the ending fairy pose, which is, you know, where the camera pans and then it sort of focuses to a member of the group. Yeah, it has risen in so much popularity. But how this started is like not that well known, and there's a ton of like arguing about it online and stuff like that. A lot of people argue that it was EXO's Xiumin. He was sort of doing this as early as 2013.
That's correct, I remember that.
However, there's also this like super popular ending fairy of IOI of Chaeyeon. People kinda call her the originator.
And then she makes eye contact. Yes! Wow! End the world right here. My god, she's a professional.
And now there's been so many K-pop idols that sort of nailed this.
Yes.
I've met other K-pop idols that have memed it as well.
Also true.
I think Super Junior, they've sort of...
Insert here.
Yeah. The next one is fan cams. Difficult to sort of pinpoint when fan cams became an actual thing because, you know, as soon as set telephones sort of became a thing and you could record and stuff, yes, it makes sense that they sort of increased. But they've become such an essential way of like sharing your biases and your favorite moments of shows, and people have discussed who were the first or most popular fan cams. They started and they were around even between first and second generation groups, such as like fan cams for Exit.
It had it.
That fan cam, it was one of the first ones to go like super viral.
Ah, yes. Oh my god, it's
so
men.
popular amongst men, like.
It's men.
I wonder why this went viral.
The guys, oh!
I mean, she is immensely attractive.
So hot. Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
I identify as a camera.
There's also fan cams that date back to 1999.
Woo! Let's go. Hop on the time machine.
So this is Jinusen Bomb and Taekwon V. Yeah, that's a fan cam. Someone with a camera. Turns out the world hasn't changed that much.
No, it turns out we're the same. Nice stuff. That's actually so cool.
Right. K-pop did emerge in the 90s, but of course recording artists from a fan perspective probably was a thing prior to this. Obviously some other memorable ones, Nancy Momo Lance.
Oh my god, has that been super seen?
Jimin's Perfect Man fan cam.
Oh yeah.
And then Suzy from Miss A. That fan cam is wild.
Groups producing their own variety shows.
There was obviously a clear leaders into who started doing this. So many groups from older generations, such as like Shinhwa and the Super Junior, have had their own versions of their own variety shows. With variety shows being so popular in Korea, it's not surprising to see idol groups making guest appearances to promote their comebacks. However, BTS were one of the few and were the leaders in popularizing the creation of their own variety shows, and were the first to do so without the help of TV stations and mainstream media outlets to where to promote them. I do remember when they started to do this, there was a lot of questions, and there is argument online on whether it was due to mistreatment in these sort of shows, or whether it was because they weren't getting the attention that they really wanted, because perhaps they weren't part of those big labels.
Correct.
Ironically enough, how has that changed?
Oh, call the turntables!
The impact of this can also be tied to other elements of K-pop, with Run BTS first being exclusive to V-Live, or as I like to call it, Vlive. And also it became such a big streaming platform for a lot of idols. Like in today's K-pop generation, there's a huge amount of self-produced shows, like IU's has her own show.
Are you panic?
Yoonji's, Nothing Much Prepared. You also have like NCT, 17 has...
Ooh, 17 has a lot.
They have a cracked out show.
Yeah, they have a cracked out show.
Talking about self-producing content and stuff like that. Social media changed the whole of K-pop, and a lot of groups started using it as a primary form of promotion, with the large majority of groups having their own official Twitter, Facebook, YouTube pages. But newer generations have taken this to a completely new level, with of course platforms like TikTok and Instagram, allowing them to catch the attention of global audiences. And this is no wonder why K-pop has sort of become so popularized in places like London, in England, New York, Los Angeles, in the US, South America. They're ginormous. K-pop is ginormous in South America.
And actually, in the same bracket, you could actually add into this the dance challenges that have literally completely changed, because then you're seeing some crossovers of your favorite groups be together for a few seconds. But how has that changed and the whole game?
And that was not a thing, man.
No.
Like those were dream collaborations that would, like, people would always ask those questions, like, who would be your dream collab?
Yes.
And, I'd love to, my senior Kai, I'd love to sort of collaborate with him, and it would never happen.
And it all started with Zico and Hwasa.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow,
Chico.
madness. I mean, some of Waleska's favorite sort of challenges are Kai Rovers. Stop eating me.
I'm coming over.
The way this song bangs is actually
Call
nuts.
me Rover.
New Jeans, ETA, ginormous.
Oh my god.
Dude, with Jimin, that's nuts. And this wouldn't even happen even if you were in the same label.
Nope. Come on, come on. This changed
They were so nervous.
the game.
Number 5.
Virtual fan signings.
So fan signing events are another element that have always been a thing whilst groups are promoting their comebacks, where fans have an opportunity to meet their idols and have a copy of the album signed, see live performances of the tracks from the album. But since COVID hit, that changed the whole game.
Well, that changed the whole trajectory of life.
And it stayed like that. Online fan signings are a thing, and online calls have become such a ginormous thing in K-pop. MCND were one of the first to start having virtual meetings and signs events, and they have since grown in popularity, with even bigger groups hosting them. I mean, think of your favorite group. They 100% have done them.
I know, they continue to do them, which is the coolest thing. A lot of these moments of like virtual fan signs going viral all over the social media platforms.
Also, it poses less risks in terms of security, and it allows for, like, unlike the physical events where they would have to sort of move down the table to talk to each member for a very short period of time. In here, you actually have an opportunity to sort of have like a FaceTime, because it's much more like a FaceTime format. So you sort of queue online, which you can be in your home, it's a bit more chilled, and then you talk either to your favorite member, or you can talk to all the members in the sort of FaceTime fan signing. I've never done them, so maybe one of you guys have done them, and let us know how long it lasts.
Let us know.
It's like a
how
1 minute
it works.
call, 2 minute call. Number 4. This was really interesting because we're seeing this change again. So music used to be released on Fridays, especially K-pop releases. So for generations, it had been the standard for artists to release music videos on Mondays, as this allowed them to take full advantage of the tracking week for Korean charts and music shows. However, in the West, it was very common for artists to release on Fridays due to Billboard's tracking week. Now, BTS were one of the first to start having their comebacks on Fridays to accommodate this, and after having so much success on American charts, other groups started to follow. prioritizing Billboard and risking Korean music show wins and charts by sacrificing the days of tracking to have any opportunity in charting internationally. So, ironically enough now, if you've paid attention in the last few months, you're starting to see a lot more comebacks such as Babymonster on Mondays rather than Fridays for the last like 3-4 years. Most big comebacks on Fridays. So we're sort of seeing groups, especially new ones, revert back to sort of the Korean traditional ways.
Number 3, photo cards. So SM is actually the first label to introduce this as a concept with Girls' Generation.
They did it on the album Oh in 2010. So the impact of including photo cards in albums is still noticeable to this day. I mean, I cannot imagine the amount of people in the comments that are probably going to say, I probably get the albums just to collect the photo cards. Because they're seen as tradable collectibles and such valued pieces of merchandise within K-pop fandoms. A lot of fans actually seek out just buying the physical albums due to the small debit card sized photos of their favorite idols.
And actually, there are whole freaking store lines online where you can trade your photo cards and get the one that you haven't gotten yet.
Since some of them are deemed rare, they're even sometimes sold for like 10 times the price of the album. You know, hundreds of pounds.
Come on!
The concept of inclusions later developed into including bigger photo cards, posters, stickers, Polaroids, photo frames, craft kits, bookmarks. This was the first one, by the way. This was the Girls' Generation one. Look.
That is so cool. Do you know why this actually became such a thing? Because this is a lot of unseen footage. Like you get like selfie like pictures. Yeah, it's something that is not anywhere else, but on the albums exclusively when you buy the album.
This is quite a modern one. Releasing singles instead of releasing albums. With the newly debuting groups, it has become a trend to constantly be releasing singles rather than putting out full albums. This is something we actually sometimes fuming at because I want a full body of work. Throughout all gens of K-pop, physical albums have been something that many fans choose to collect. And in the new generations, the labels have started to capitalize on this as much as possible, with the knowledge that fans will buy the physical copies whether they include a full album or just a single. They chose to release singles as it allows for them to make a larger profit by reducing obviously production costs and less material to promote and produce.
It's crazy though, because I genuinely think today's generation doesn't have CD players, so you're buying the albums literally just for the collectible aspect of things. So I understand why people will still buy a single release rather than having a full album.
Correct, because you get the full music experience on a streaming platform. This was also impacted by the growth of streaming over physical album sales, by up-and-coming groups constantly releasing singles that go viral due to platforms like TikTok, where songs can blow up overnight, and they're able to prolong the time that their music stays on charts. A recent example of this is very clearly New Jeans.
And I would include Eyelids. Magnetic?
It's really blowing up at the moment.
Making so much.
Indeed, so it seems Hype has sort of... He knows what they're doing.
Yeah, they figured it out.
Indeed.
And number 1, finally, dance practices. Actually, this all started with Shinee back in 2010 when they first uploaded a dance practice for Lucifer.
Ironically enough, our mother and father
obsessed with the song.
How crazy is that? What were you facts? So over the years, dance practices have become now a standard part of new releases. They were known for their static shots of the dance studio with the members simply running through the choreography in mismatched outfits and often not the best quality.
Correct.
But these stripped back versions were always loved by the fans. Since then, dance practices have developed into more performance-type videos with filming crews, coordinating outfits put together by stylists, and a huge amount of attention to detail.
Dance practice, Babymonster's latest one.
Yeah, and then
my God.
And then have a look at, Shinee's Lucifer.
Yes.
And you can kind of see how far we've come. These dance videos have made an impact on K-pop and the standard of content expected with each comeback, as well as offering fans a look into the behind the scenes.
Yes.
Dance practices also allowed for an easier way for fans to learn their favorite dances in K-pop, and then I think because of dance practice videos, it basically created this other subgenre of content online, which is the fan-made
dance
covers and also the K-pop in public type of niches.
Yes, personally, I feel like it has lost a little bit of the original magic because it has become overproduced. It has become part of like a new music video.
You want it more stripped down again.
I love the idea of feeling like you're part of the dance practice, like the whole rehearsal environment, which the new generation of K-pop actually has done really well, which is including you into a behind the scenes, the makings of the comebacks, and that kind of balances out the feeling of not being part of the process.
There you have it. Goodbye.